Hi everyone, it's MakerSteve81 here, and today I'm going to show you a technique that I use for creating realistic looking fake welds. And I'm going to demonstrate this on one of my Robocop grenade props that I'm in the middle of finishing for someone. This is the last one that I'll be making for a little while. And yeah, this technique, it's really effective, really simple. And in order to do it, you need two things. You need some super glue gel. Not the kind of thin, kind of cheap runny stuff. You want some of the kind of gel, thicker super glue. You can use the thin stuff for more detailed, kind of small areas, but you've got to be really careful with it because it will run away from you. And you know, this gives you a bit more control with the gel. You're also going to need some of the instant set spray. This is very important, and this is what gives the overall effect. So I've got two cameras running here. I've got a camera up above here, and I have a camera down here as well. So full disclaimer, it wasn't until I sat down to edit this video that I realised the overhead camera had actually stopped recording. So I apologise for the camera angle and the annoying autofocus. This wasn't meant to be the primary footage, although it didn't work out too bad in the end. Okay, carry on. So we're going to take our prop. And what we're trying to do here, we're trying to achieve a weld kind of down this seam line here, so between these two parts, between these two faces. So we want to be holding the super glue gel at approximately a 45-degree angle, and we're going to be running a thick super glue bead down the full length of this face. Don't be tempted to try and do all the sides in one go. Do them one at a time. You'll have far more accuracy and it'll be a lot easier, and you won't have the risk of any of the gel running away from you whilst you're trying to do the other side. So we take our super glue gel, give it a bit of a squeeze, make sure we don't get any bubbles appearing, and then we are going to quite simply mate it to the surface. Give it a gentle squeeze, wait for it to start flowing, and then carefully drag the nozzle across the surface until we get to the end. Okay, right, then very quickly get our super glue activated gel, and we're going to spray that. Let's give it a little gentle blow, and as you'll see, it starts to turn white. And it will start to bubble as well, and that bubble is key to the overall effect. So if I just bring that up to the other camera, and hopefully that'll be in focus enough that you should be able to see that. The light's not fantastic, but I will take some still shots when we're finished. Okay, so that's the first one done. Don't worry about too much about the white that you get. It's often, you get this effect with super glue. That will just brush off. So now I'm going to do the back side, the same again. Take super glue gel. Sometimes you get a little bubble appear on the end. I just dab it on a tissue to get rid of that. Okay, so same again. See, another bubble. In fact, I'll squeeze that. There we go. Right. So 45 degree angle. Slowly run that across. Make sure we've got a good size bead. Get to the end. Super glue activator spray. Give it a little blow. And there you go. Hopefully you should be able to see that on the other camera. Right, now we've just got to do the side pieces. So again, take super glue gel, and you want to try and make sure that you've got a connecting bubble, or connecting dot, sorry, to the piece that you just did. And then we'll bring that rack round to the front to join that up with the front line. Activator spray. And that'll very quickly set. Okay, and we just do the last side now. So again, we want to connect from the end of the previous line on the front, and then bring that round the side. And then join that back to the line on the back. Okay, pretty happy with that. Probably actually I could do a little bit more just so I can see a little gap, which we do not want. Okay, so you're probably thinking to yourself, that looks a bit naff. And yeah, I could understand why you might think that, especially with all this white kind of splodgy marks. What we'll do is we'll take a brush and we're basically just going to get in there with a brush and brush some of this white off. Now, in this particular prop, I've already painted it. And the reason I had to paint this is because there are kind of parts on the inside, on the screen. There's a spring-loaded button on top. So I had to really paint it all before I assembled it, because I had to put kind of functional parts on the inside. But you know, if you can do this on a piece before you paint it, that would be better. For me, it's absolutely not going to be a problem, because I am going to get a little bit of black acrylic paint and I'm going to paint over these and blend them back into the original black paintwork. So, and then all that horrible white mark will disappear. So I'm just going to blend all that in. I've got plenty of weathering to do to this yet anyway, so you really won't see any of this. So that does not complete the technique. As you can see with the black paint that I've put on there, I don't know if you can see that, but that's kind of all blended in pretty well, and a lot of those nasty white marks have now gone. But we're not finished yet. So I'm just going to quickly give that a dry with a hairdryer. There we go. Let's put the lid back on super glue. Now, to complete the effect, we need some silver or metallic paint that I'm going to paint on top of this. So I like to use this True Metal series from AK Interactive. It's really good. This is the aluminium one, and it really does look like real metal. It's really good. You can polish it. I will do a video on this at some point in the future. So we only need a tiny amount of this. So I'm going to take a little bit on a brush, load my brush up, and then I'm going to kind of wipe a lot off. We're going to use a dry brush technique for this. So what we are going to do is just on the welds, we're going to gently brush some of this aluminium coat on, and that's just going to highlight all of the little bumps and bubbles and ridges that were created when we sprayed on the quickset spray. The moment you spray on that quickset spray, the whole kind of superglue surface likes to bubble up as it has the reaction, the chemical reaction to set it. It bubbles up the surface, and it creates this texture that looks so much like kind of welding marks. But to really kind of bring it out, make it pop, make it stand out, you need to kind of give the surface some accent highlights, and we do that with the metallic paint. You don't have to use this paint. You can use any metallic paint. You can use anything like acrylic paint, Humbrol, Tamiya, anything you've got really, but it has to be a metallic. You don't want very much. We're just, as I said, adding a little bit of accent and highlight to these welds. Right, and that's probably about all you need. So I'm just going to bring in my another brush. I'm just get a soft brush and just go over these a little bit just to take off any excess. As I said, it's only a little bit of highlighting you want, and that's pretty much complete. So if I bring those into the camera, hopefully you should be able to see some of the detail in there. Don't worry, I'm going to take some static pictures, but I think you'll agree that as far as welds go, that looks pretty realistic. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to just mask off the screen on this. I'm going to finish the weathering and assembly of this, and then I will throw some static images up in the video for you to see what the finished article looks like. I hope you enjoyed this little video. Hope you found these tips useful, and hope you use them on your next project. Thank you very much.